Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to decode exactly how you can shift that focus and build a highly leveraged income using what's available to us right now in 2026.
Let's kick things off by picturing two different students. It perfectly illustrates why trying to outwork the traditional wage system by just stacking part-time jobs is literally like sprinting on a treadmill. Student A does what we're all told to do, right? Goes to class, works a part-time job, picks up extra weekend shifts, and just hopes that if he grinds hard enough, the money will eventually catch up. But he's exhausted, underpaid, and always feeling behind. Now look at student B. He isn't magically smarter or more qualified, he definitely doesn't have more free time, but instead of selling his manual labor, he learns just one specific skill that helps a business make more money or save time. He packages that skill up, lands a client, then another, and builds an income that looks completely unrealistic from the outside. People might say it's unfair, but it's not. It's just leverage.
And the data backs this up perfectly. Official U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics numbers from the first quarter of 2026 show exactly why traditional hourly work is a complete treadmill. Get this, even full-time workers aged 25 and over with a bachelor's degree are only pulling in a median of $1,763 a week. And younger workers, those between 16 and 24, they are earning far, far less than that. So, if your master plan is to just outwork the standard wage system, well, you can sweat and exhaust yourself all you want, but the math clearly shows you just aren't going to get very far.
Now combine that capped earning potential with the latest NCES report. It shows the average federal student loan debt is sitting at a staggering $45,300 for bachelor's completers. That is a heavy, heavy burden to carry right out of the gate. Tuition is insanely expensive, rent is absolutely brutal, and the traditional path just doesn't offer the guarantees it used to. You can see the intense pressure here. You absolutely need a simple way to become highly useful to a business, and you need it to happen fast.
Which brings us to the 2026 business gap, where AI meets opportunity. The traditional path might be financially broken for a lot of people, but 2026 has brought us the strangest economy we've seen in years, and honestly, an absolutely massive opportunity for those who are paying attention.
There is a massive gap in the market right now. Just look at the latest Goldman Sachs data. It shows that while an impressive 76% of small businesses are currently using AI, and 93% of those users say it's having a positive impact, here is the absolute kicker. Only a tiny 14% actually have it fully embedded in their core operations. Think about what that actually means. Thousands of businesses know they need to modernize, they desperately want the benefits, but they are completely stuck on how to actually do it.
A separate SPE Council report confirms this, noting that 82% of small business employers have invested in these tools. The typical small business is now juggling a median of 5 different AI tools for things like marketing, customer service, lead generation, and workflow automation. But they totally lack the time and in-house talent to implement them properly. They don't need some massive, expensive corporate agency. They just need someone to come in and be incredibly useful. And who is better positioned to do exactly that than a digitally native student?
As the saying goes, confusion is a business opportunity. Because you adapt to digital behavior, new apps, and short-form content way faster than most business owners, this market confusion is your exact entry point. What feels like second nature to you, like learning a new digital tool on the fly, feels incredibly overwhelming to them. Your ability to adapt is literally your greatest asset right now. Okay, so how do we actually capitalize on this? Let's dive into the 3 lanes of leverage and how to become useful fast. We need to simplify the process because, believe it or not, there are really only 3 types of offers you should even be focusing on to hit that $10,000 mark.
You just need to pick one of these 3 lanes: attention, automation, or conversion. Attention is all about helping a business get eyeballs, usually through short-form video editing or repurposing their content. Automation means taking away their repetitive busy work. Think setting up AI-assisted email replies or lead follow-ups. That saves business owners a massive amount of time. And conversion is about turning that attention into paying customers with smart landing pages and funnels. The absolute biggest mistake I see broke students make is confusing having a bunch of options with making actual progress. Don't bounce from web design to drop shipping to coding. Just pick one lane.
And the demand in these specific lanes is explosive. I mean, check out Upwork's 2026 skills report. It found that general AI-related skills grew by 109% year over year. But if you look closer, AI video generation and editing skills are up a staggering 329%, and AI integration as a skill up 178%. This data proves without a doubt that service-based work is so much more realistic and lucrative for beginners than any of those vague make-money online schemes you see floating around.
For instance, if you choose the attention lane, Wiseout reports an astounding 91% of businesses now use video as a marketing tool. Plus, 42% are relying on outside creators in some capacity to actually get it done. Add in the fact that 63% of consumers prefer to learn about a product through a short video, and the picture becomes crystal clear. Brands know they need content, but they don't have the time or consistency to do it themselves. That makes video-based lead generation a super realistic service option for you to step into.
Now, on to crafting a simple offer, because positioning is absolutely everything here. Once you've picked your lane, the next crucial step is making your first offer so stupidly simple that a super busy business owner can understand its exact value in about 10 seconds.
You have to stop describing the tasks you do and start describing the outcomes you provide. If you just say, hey, I edit videos, you sound cheap, right? Replaceable. But if you say, I turn one long podcast into a month of short-form attention optimized for TikTok and Reels, boom, suddenly you sound incredibly valuable. If you say, I build landing pages, that's just a task. Say, I help turn clicks into booked appointments, and that sounds like money. That one tiny adjustment transforms you from a commodity freelancer into a highly valued growth asset.
So let's move to building undeniable proof, going from zero to hired. This is the part most people avoid. I mean, how do you get hired if you've never been hired? How do you build proof with zero past experience?
Here's the secret. You don't need anyone's permission or paid work to start. You can build evidence right this second by taking a local business's boring landing page and redesigning it, or clipping a campus creator's video into shorts just for free. You build 1 to 3 pieces of this mock proof, and then you pitch relentlessly. Contact real businesses every single day. Look, your first 20 messages might go absolutely nowhere, but that isn't failure. That is just the entry fee to playing the game. Enduring those awkward first pitches is completely worth it, because landing that very first client creates a massive psychological shift. The exact moment somebody pays you for solving a problem, you stop seeing yourself as just a student hoping to make money someday. You become a person who can literally create money on demand. And honestly, that identity shift is worth far more than the actual invoice.
Let's look at the math of 10,000 and really demystify this goal. We need to break this down so it stops feeling like some mythical, impossible mountain and starts becoming just simple math.
When we break down the numbers, you realize you do not need millions of followers, you don't need to go viral, and you definitely don't need a massive team. You just need to ask yourself, how do I become worth $1,000 or $2,000 a month to just a handful of businesses? You only need 10 clients paying you $1,000 a month, or even better, just 4 clients paying you $2,500. When you frame it this way, your brain stops panicking and starts solving a real, totally manageable problem.
The absolute secret to escaping the endless chase for random cash is turning those initial one-off projects into recurring monthly retainers. If you help a business crush it with content this month, guess what? They're going to need more content next month. If you optimize their lead follow-up, they still need those leads managed next month. This is how your income stacks, your skills compound, and $10,000 a month shifts from being a struggle to a mechanical reality. As you navigate this unprecedented 2026 economy, the students who win won't necessarily be the ones with the perfect GPAs. They are going to be the ones who can connect a business problem to a real result. So, I'll leave you with this final, vital question. Will you spend the next year just collecting information and selling your time, or will you choose to become incredibly useful and start building real digital leverage? The choice is entirely yours.